Hello, good morning. You're welcome to the sewing of the female pink lapel suit. Please, if you're just joining us, you can go back to the previous video where we cut the pattern and also draft the suit. This is a sewing tutorial. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to cut the fabric the same way we have drafted the pattern. You cut the fabric and also cut the lining exactly the same way we have cut the pattern in our previous video. After which you sew them ½ inch as shown in the video, then iron properly. You will notice that at the bust points there, you first iron as sewn, then later you iron open. You open press the suit after you've sewn it ½ inch. At the bust points, you open press it. After you open press, you put a ball, an ironing ball, underneath the bust part and iron it open so that you don't collapse the structure. So you iron it open at the bust part. You do this for both sides, the left and also the right side. You do this for both sides. You also do that for the lining. You open press. After you open press, you also put the ironing ball beneath it and iron it open. This is very vital because if this is not done properly, you will ruin the structure of the suit. So you need to do it properly. You open press. And please, if you're just joining us, you can also subscribe to our channel so you can watch more sew tutorial of the pattern we've drafted in the past. So at this front part now, you're going to iron the main fabric and the lining together, but at the neck tip you're going to bend it from the neck tip there. You bend it about 1 inch or 6/8 inches at that neck part there, the neck tip. Let me use the tape to make illustration. You're going to bend 1 inch at the tip of the neck. You iron properly. Let me use the tape now. 1 inch at that part of the neck, the tip there, that's the tip of the neck, 1 inch. You place your finger and you bend over to form the roll line. You bend to the fit line, then iron properly as shown. Please, if you can't see it clearly, you can zoom the video so you can see it properly, or clearly rather. So now I'm going to repeat the same for the back. I will pick out the back fabric and also the back lining and join them ½ inch. This back pattern now of the fabric is sewn almost the same way you sew the front, but when ironing you're going to iron flat. The first one you open press, but it's not exactly the same as you iron the first one. The first one that has the ball point. You notice I placed a ball beneath the structure, but this one iron flat because this is the back. So we finished the front and also the back. Now we have to join them side by side. That's the side of the back and also the side of the front. You sew that point half inch and also join the shoulder as well too. We are done joining. You open press. You have to repeat this for both the right side and the left side. The same way you did this part now. You join the side together and also join the shoulder. This is the other side. You join the side and the shoulder. So these are both sides, both the right and the left part now. So now we're going to join the back. That's joining the left side and the right side. Please take note, this back will be joined with 1 inch. Whatever we did to the front fabric, now we'll do to the lining too. The same thing, we sew the sides, sew the shoulder, and also join the back. When joining the back of this lining, please, it's not the same way we join the fabric that we join the lining. For the lining, we first join 4 inches, 1 inch away from the back line, 1 inch away. Then we sew 4 inches. After which we go inward a bit, half inch, and sew about 9 to 10 inches. We go in half inch that at that point here and sew about 9 to 10 inches. Then the last part we just sew 1 inch downward. If you don't understand it, you can just zoom clearly. Zoom the video so you can see it clearly. We first take 1 inch inward, 4 inches downward. Then we go behind the 4 inches, take half inch, about 10 inches downward. Then 1 inch again downward. If you don't understand it, just watch. Zoom this part, you will see the threads. So just follow it. Zoom it closely so you can see the threads, how it was sewn. If you do it properly, you will notice a pleat in front when you are done sewing. You can see the 4 inches, you can see the other line. One is behind, one is in front. So you can zoom it properly and slow the video so you can watch it. If you do it properly, you will notice a pleat at the back. You notice a pleat there. Yeah, look, you can see the pleats. So you iron properly. Now we now have the fabric and also the lining. This is the fabric and this is the lining. We'll place the lining on it now. This is the fabric and that's the lining. So what we're going to do here now to join both of them together, we'll turn them right side facing each other. I will flip now. The right side should face up and the right side of the lining should be facing the right side of the main fabric, like so. You place it gently on it. You can see after you place it like this, you pin it carefully. You pin all through. You pin all through. pin all through. Okay, you can see as I'm pinning right now. You pin both the left side and the right side. Then you sew half inch along the front part. Half inch that way, half inch this way. I'm done sewing now. Half inch this way. Please, when you finish sewing, please iron properly. One thing about making of the suit, you have to iron at every point in time so that your work will come out clean. So at the bottom now, you go up by 1 inch, then close it about 4 inches, cut by 1 inch, and you sew it along the down part 4 inches. Don't sew everything, just sew 4 inch at the down. Repeat the same at the other side. Then you go to the lapel, that's the neck of the suit, and sew half inch to that point that I'm showing you now. Sew half inch to that point here. It's about 2 inches. You sew about 2 inches. You sew half inch again to that point. So where you have the notch, there's a sharp edge there that's like an L shape. You sew to that point. You just see that point, and you notch it. I'm still going to show you again so you can see it clearly. So you press gently. Then that place you have the fifth line, you notch it with the scissors. As shown, you notch with the scissors. And also that's 2 inches you sew. You also notch that point too. That as the lapel part of the suit. Then you trim out. You know, I asked you to sew about 4 inches inward and 1 inch upward. I have notched that part there. I also notched there. That down part now, that will sew 1 inch inward now, we're going to trim the excesses so it becomes half inch. The part will sew 4 inch inward. We're going to trim it out now. Please just zoom to see it clearly. In case you don't understand what I'm saying, just zoom to see it clearly. Okay, we are done with that. And if you have any question, please just write it at the comment section so I can attend to it. If there's any parts you're not clear about, just write it at the comment section and I will attend to that in my next video. I'm just trimming the edges so that when we push out the pointy part, it won't look somehow thick. So I'm trying to trim out the excesses. Like I said, you always iron you are done, so you always iron. So what I'm doing now, the part that we notch at the down part, you fold the edges, the excesses, the sewing allowance, you fold it towards the lining of the suit. Like what I'm doing now, you fold the edges towards the lining of the suit. Don't iron it open, just fold it to the lining of the suit. While for the lapel, you fold it to the other side. Yes, fold it to the other side. Just iron all the excesses, the sewing allowance, iron it to the other side, like so. Iron it. So now you're going to turn the suit in out. Okay, this is the right side now. This part I want to show you is very important. Where you have the fabric at that down part there, please iron the satin part inward so that it does not appear in front. at the down part, you can see it's about 2/8 of the fabric should be showing outside. Then the part where you have the lapel down, you will iron the fabric inwards and push the satin outward. Let me show you. If you take a close look at it, when you zoom it, you'll find out that the point I'm ironing now, the satin is outward, about 2/8 inches outward. Can you see it? So when you flip over, you don't have that fabric coming out. So you see a clean edge for the satin. You don't have that the green fabric appearing in front. So I'm going to iron properly. So now this time to make the collar. Please take all your measurements correctly and pay attention. From the center back now, you take your tape and measure from the center back to the first break points, that sharp edge you have there. I think mine is 6.5. You mark, write it 6.5. Then you measure from the shoulder line to also that break point there too. Please, if you don't understand, zoom closely. That is 2 inches. Then the third part, you measure the other break points, that is 3 inches. You record, write it somewhere, because we'll use it when drafting the collar. I'll do it again. That part here, the second break point is 3 inches. Then the last one, which is the lapel, is about 2 inches. Please, it's not compulsory that it must be 2 inches. Whatever your own is, just record it. So now we are going to draft the collar. First, draw a vertical line straight and another horizontal line across it. On the vertical line, you take 1/2 inch upward. Then that first measurement, that's the center back to the first break point, which is 6.5, you mark it. And now we're going to mark the second point, which is 2 inches. I've marked it there now. Place the collar pattern on the 6.5, and at the point where you have 2 inches, lift it up 1/2 inch. I'm going to lift it up 1/2 inch now. Lift it up 1/2 inch. Then mark as shown in the diagram. Just mark it there. Use your straight ruler to draw a straight line. Please, if you don't understand this collar, let me know in the comment section. I can do a separate video where I will draft the collar again, but just watch closely. If you don't understand, just go back, rewind back and watch it again. So now I'm going to take that second point here, the 3 inches I told you about. You measure it and mark it on that slanted line. You mark the 3 inches on the slanted line, like so. Then you bring back the collar pattern and place it there. Then mark the other side of the collar, the other side, okay, like that, and draw another slanted line on that part. At this point that we draw this line now, we'll go back to the suit. We'll go back to the suit now and mark that 2 inches. That 2 inches and the last 2 inches, we put it there and mark the 2 inches. After marking the 2 inches, because we don't want to have our collar with our lapel the same, we'll minus 1 inch from it. So I've minus the 1 inch now. Please, you can zoom closely in case you don't understand. You don't see what I'm doing. Please zoom closely. So connect the 1/2 inch to that 2 inches point as shown. You can see. Then you go up to 7/8 inches, or you can even make it 3. Then at this point here, you have the 2 inches, go up again by 3 inches. Connect them together using your pattern master. Connect them together using your pattern master. Okay, so you're going to take ½ inch along the collar for your sewing allowance on every side, excluding the center back. You take ½ inch on every side, excluding the center back. ½ inch on every side. Let's set that back. Okay. ½ inch on every side. So what I'm going to do now, the part that has those pointy lines, I'm going to notch on those parts so I can fold the paper properly. You will see it now. After I take the ½ inch everywhere, I'm going to draw straight lines. I'm going to draw straight lines on the pointy parts. Yeah, these are the pointy parts now. I'm going to draw a straight line there. Those parts I just drew those straight lines now. I'm going to notch it so that I can fold the paper properly. The reason for this fold is so that you know the exact point to sew, so you don't tamper with the length or the shape of the collar. That's the reason why I'm folding it this way. The way you have those creeps now is the part that you're going to sew. We use this pattern now to cut our collar. That straight center back should be on a fold. The straight center back should be on the fold. Okay, first let's try it and see if it fits perfectly into our suit, the body of our suit. So let's try it if it fits perfectly. So you see now, let's try it if it fits perfectly. You can see it now, it fits perfectly into the body of our suit. You can notice the distance between the collar and the lapel now. That's the reason we took the 1 inch the other time. So you can go ahead and cut our collar. So you cut the collar now. You fold it exactly the same way you fold the paper. Fold it exactly the same way you fold the paper. You can see now. So this is the upper collar. We're going to cut another one. This is the other one now. This other one is just ½ inch bigger than the first one at the top. Every other side is the same except the top. That's the only part we add ½ inch. So when you're doing yours, just add ½ inch at the top. Then you notch the middle. Please fold it properly. You notch the middle. I have to fold it carefully so I can get the middle. And you also notch the middle at the down part of it. You also repeat the same thing at the other side. That's the bigger part of the collar. No, we have two collars. We have the upper collar and the under collar. The under collar is the biggest one now. That's what I'm holding. Just repeat the same thing here. Notch the middle. Okay. Please do it carefully. Notch the middle. So we've done notching both the upper collar and the under collar. So you place the upper collar over the under collar at the notch points there, and sew that exact line that was folded. That's the reason for the fold. Sew that exact line that was folded. You sew it across, and we bring back. Go and sew it now. I'm done sewing it, so I'll bring back to the machine, to the table. After I sew this part, I'm going to iron it and turn it over. Please don't open press it. Fold all the excesses towards the lining. That's the bigger part. Fold all the excesses towards the bigger part. Don't open press. Fold everything towards the bigger part and sew 2/8 inches. So I'm done sewing 2/8 inches. Please, it is towards the bigger part. That's the under collar. You can see now I've sewn 2/8 inches towards the bigger part. Then you fold. Please fold it to the lining part. Let everything bend towards the lining part as shown. Yes, not the upper collar, the under collar. Fold it towards the under collar. Every accessory should be folded towards the under collar and sewn ½ inch. At this point, sew ½ inch. So I've sewn ½ inch now. You can see it's towards the under collar. So I will cut the excesses and notch it properly so I don't have so I can have a pointy edge. So I'll just notch that part, cut off the excesses, then I'll turn. You can see how nicely and neatly to just turn. Okay, so I'll just turn, and please do well to iron it as well too. Just turn it properly. Do the same at the other side. You can push with your scissors. Please don't push too hard so you don't ruin the collar. Okay, so now we iron it properly. Iron it properly. When I'm done ironing now, I'm going to now cut out the excesses at the down part. Just trim out the excesses you have at the down, just cut it out. So I'm done cutting out excesses. So when you're done cutting out the excesses, please, okay, you can see that our collar fits perfectly into our suit. So all we have to do here is to go back to the sewing machine and sew it. Please, it's not sewn this way. You put the collar, sorry, I'm so sorry, put the collar inside and you just sew it. So I'll go to the sewing machine, sew it, and I'll bring it back. So I'm done sewing now, but I think it's proper that I show you how it was sewn. It was sewn from the inside. So let me just show you it was sewn from the inside. So you can see how it was sewn from the inside now. Just sew it all through. Just sew it all through from the inside. So it does it. Let me turn it back. So we are done with the collar. So it's not time to fix the sleeve. Please, if you don't watch our first video, you have to go back and watch it. How the sleeve was drafted and how we got to this point. And you can see that I've ironed an interface. That's the black interface you are seeing. Please, this interface is also iron the interface also for the suit. I didn't say that in the first video. Please iron interface on the suits. The black thing you are seeing here is our cloth interface. So we'll say it's cloth stay, whatever you call it. Make sure you iron interface on it. So on this sleeve now, I'm going to fold ½ inch along the side. You see me fold down. Just fold ½ inch. Then at the vent point, I folded 2.5. At this point now, I folded inward 2.5 inches. Then at the down now, I'll fold 2 inches. That's the 2 inches. I'll fold over now 2 inches. Then I'll press properly. So that's it. I'll repeat the same thing for the second sleeve. Fold 2.5 inch at the under. This part is 2.5 inches. I will iron. Then ½ inch along that side, ½ inch all through to the top. ½ inch all through. Then I'll iron properly as well too. Please take note, iron it properly. Fold 2 inches. Then you iron properly. Okay, I'm done with that one. Let me talk about the undersleeve. The undersleeve is not fold the same way that you fold the first one. The undersleeve is fold backwards, 2 inches backward. 2 inches backward, you can see, folded 2 inches backward. So I'm going to sew that 2 inches, ½ inch at the edge there. Where you have the vent sew, just sew ½ inch to the point where you have where the 2 inches stop. You sew it there. So this upper sleeve now that has been ironed properly, there's a way it's being folded. Let me show you. This point now, there's a way we fold it. We fold it. Okay, let me just show you. Watch carefully. You can zoom the video if you want. You fold like a triangle like that and iron it to one side. Fold it like a triangle. Please watch what I did again. You bend it together like this. Iron it to one side. Iron it to one side. Yeah, that's cool. Yes. You can see the line now. You can see the line. Like a triangle. Iron to one side and to the other side. If you do this properly, you'll notice a line on both sides. It's like a triangle. But to be safe, let me just notch it. But if you do it well, you will see the line, so you can turn it behind and sew both line. But let me just notch it to be safe. I'll just notch it there. So you turn it backwards, place the two notch together and sew it. Place the two notch together and sew it on that crease now. Just sew it. You sew it, you can cut out the excesses. That line you're seeing now, just sew that line. Sew it. I'm done sewing it. I did it off camera, so this other part here I told you, you sew it half inch to that two, the folds, half, then notch it. Cut the edge and notch. You can see the notch. There's a notch there. Please watch it carefully. Sew it to that 2 inches on the fold, then notch it. Notch the sewing allowance there. So when you fold, you see have one half inch dangling at the side there, at the vent area. You iron properly. So now we want to sew, but let me show you that part that I sew that slant and notch now. Okay, this is the part I sew the part, then I cut off the excesses. Of course, you're going to open press this. You open press, yes, so you can have a pointy edge. So that's the pointy edge. Okay, so let's join them together. You now place the upper sleeve on the lower sleeve and pick the vents together and sew. The edge of the vents, place them together and sew. Please follow the, if you don't understand what I'm saying, just follow the video. Place them together as you can see, then sew on the creeps. There's a line there to direct you already. Just sew, please sew on that line. It's important you sew on that line. That creeps, that line you are seeing now. That line you are seeing, please sew on that line. Don't form your own. Just sew on that line. I'm done sewing on that line. Let me show you again. Sew like that, like so, and on that line. It's like an L shape. So please solely on that line. Then you can open press it. Notch that point there. Please, if you don't understand the video, you can just do well to rewind it and watch it again, or better still, just zoom it will be clearer. And if there's any reason you don't understand anything, please do well to write it on the comment section so I can attend to it. Trust me, I will attend to it. If need be and you want me to repeat the video, of course I can do that again. Okay, we are done with this side. You press it as shown. This point here, you press it together. Fold it carefully and press it together. You can press it flat at this point. Press it flat. Yeah, you can press it flat. So you open this other side and just sew straight. This part just sew half inch. There's no line here to direct you, but just sew half inch. So just pick the edge at the other side. That's the curvy side. and just sew half inch. Just sew it down half inch. So I'll take the sewing machine, sew it, and I'll bring it back. I'm done sewing. I will just press. Now you have to press it open. You first iron as sewn, then you can press it open. Press it open. And you fold back. As easy as that. You fold back. So we are actually done with the sewing of the fabric part. Please, we are going to cut the lining part now. Although I cut the lining off camera, I can't really find the video, but I will do well to explain it. So let me iron the sleeve first. Please, you can iron the back part flat, but don't the part you have that curvy this thing, don't form a crease there. This part now, don't form any line there. Just iron the joining, but please don't form any line there. At the back you can iron flat. There's no problem with that. You can iron flat. Always iron your suit properly. Don't wait when you are done with everything you start ironing. No. So this is the lining now. Although I didn't show where I cut the lining, but the lining is just exactly like the sleeve of the suit, but you will not put any vents. There's no vents there, and there's no fold allowance of 2 inch. So as was shown, just sew the lining on both sides half inch. Then this is the way we turn the hand of the lining. Turn the right side of the suit sleeve outward, then place them mirror image to each other. Mirror image. Please mirror image to each other. Then pick the bottom of it and sew it. Make sure it's the edge to the other edge, the edge of the lining to the edge of the suit. I don't know how to explain it. The edge of the lining to the edge of the suit, and sew it round. If you are sewing, you will notice some difficult parts. When you get to that part, just stop. Sew it round. When you get to the vent, just stop. Sew the other side continuously till you get to this point here. It will meet at the middle exactly because of the vent. So just sew it. When you get close to the vent, you stop. Then push everything out. Okay, we have attached the lining to the sleeve. You can see how beautiful it is. But that's not all. Just watch. There's something else I want to do, and I want you to pay close attention to it. Now we'll pick the suit and roll over. You can see how I'm rolling over the lining. You're going to roll over the lining in this manner, in a way that only half inch should be remaining at the cap line. Are you seeing? Only half inch of the lining will be remaining at the cap line. So after which you can press gently. Press again gently. The reason for this press is to form a crease that we're going to use. If I pull this out now, you will see that I have formed a crease at the base. That's the down part. Are you seeing that crease now? There's a folded line. So just sew straight to where the folded line stops. Sew it about 4 places as shown. Just sew it straight. The way I'm describing it here, sew it straight to the folded line. Yes. About 4 places. I've done that. You can see I've sewn mine now. Just sew it straight. Please don't exceed the fold though. Sew it straight to the fold. Don't exceed the fold. Yes. Okay, so that's it. You push back. So we are done with the sleeve. Just press very well. Just press very well. Press very well. Okay, now I'm done making the sleeve. You can see the half inch I told you about. Please, you must have this half inch. If not, your suit will drag. So now we want to gather the sleeve. So from this point now, just take half inch. Please do it as shown in the video. Take half inch at the cap of the sleeve as shown, please, and repeat the same at the lining. The reason for this is to try to fit the sleeve to the suit armhole. If you do it properly, the sleeve is always 1 inch to 1.5 inch bigger than the armhole of the suit. So this point here, we're going to sew a thread and drag it so that it will be the same with the sleeve, the armhole of the sleeve of the suit. Sorry. So now I'll pick up the suit and measure the armhole. I think it's about 19.5 inches. So I'll pick up the suit now and measure the armhole from the shoulder. Please do it carefully. Just measure it round. Measure it round. Measure it round carefully. You can see mine is about 19.5. Just take it round. Don't be in a haste to finish it. So just take your time and take it round. Mine is 19.5. So now I'm going to try and drag the edge. You can see I've sewn the thread now. So I'm going to pull the thread slightly. But before you pull the thread, please, after sewing, you can see what I'm showing you now. The half inch, sew it from one point to the other point. Then pick one part and tie it. The part that faces the back, tie it on that part of the sleeve. Just tie one part. I'm tying it now. And tie it once or twice. We tie it twice so that it does not move or shift. Okay, tie it twice. Then go to the other side and pick one of the threads and drag it. Please don't pull too hard. If you pull too hard, you might break the thread. Don't pull too hard. You can also use a needle and a thread for this to make it easier, but don't pull too hard. You can see that we've created a curve trying to fit the sleeve into the armhole of the suit. You notice a curve there, but that's not all. We'll get an interface. Please, you can use your wadding, you can use your canvas, you can also use your fiber to do this. You just cut 2 inches by 10. You cut 2 inches by 10. The width is 2 inches, while the length is about 10 inch. When fixing it to the sleeve, if you have excesses, you can trim off. So you bend into 2 and fold. You bend into 2 and fold properly. You bend into 2 and fold properly. Please, if you have come this far and you've not subscribed, please do well to subscribe so that we can help our channel grow. Thank you very much. So you fold into two and place, you can see I'm placing the open part at the edge of the suit. Place the open part at the edge and place it exactly the way it was placed, and you will sew it. When sewing, please don't allow any pleats to form on this part. As you're sewing, please don't allow any pleats to form on the sleeve. So you cut out the excesses. So I've sewn it now. I've sewn it. So I'll take it to my tailor's arm and iron it. Please don't allow any pleats to form when you are doing this. Make sure you don't have any pleats. Then iron properly. Iron properly. This part is so important. I don't know how best I can emphasize on this. This sleeve part is so important. So iron properly. So you can see I will take it now to the mannequin. It is good you mark this the midpoint, but if you don't have the midpoints, please put it in your mannequin and try to make sure that it's laying straight, that there's no wrinkles on the suit when you place it. Then you can mark the center points now. You can see I'm marking the center. Place it carefully that there's no pleats on the body of the sleeve. So you can see my sleeve is so straight. So I'll just mark the point. Mark it on the sleeve, also mark it on the suit. I'll go and sew it round. Please sew fabric to fabric, lining to lining. You can see it's been sewn now. Just sew it round. Fabric to fabric, lining to lining. Like so. You see how neat it is. That's we are almost done with the suit. But you can see how clean it is inside. But we still have to turn the under of the suit. Let's fold here and iron properly. Let's fold and iron properly. So I'll just iron. You can see that place is still open. The only part that is sewn is that 4 inch I told you to sew earlier on. So just iron properly. Iron properly. After you're done ironing, it's just to show the fold. So when you turn the suit over, you know where to sew it from. You can see at the edge of the lining, I didn't iron it exactly the same way with the fabric. There's a space so that you don't have your lining bulging out from the suit. You can see the fabric is still showing at the bottom part. So I'm going to flip it through, turn it through, then sew my lining. I'm sewing my lining now. Sew my lining. You can see how it has been sewn. Please, if you have any question, do well to write it at the comment section and I will attend to it. So, and whatever you want to see me make, whether there's a corset, just write it at the comment section and also tell us where you're watching from. If you've come this far, that's great news. You're almost done with the suits. So now that I've sewn the down of it now, I will have to look for a way to bring it out because every part of the suit is closed. So go to the left sleeve, pick one part of the sleeve, that's the under sleeve, and open it up a bit, just about 3 inches. You open it up, that's about 3 inches, open it up. Then you can pull the suits from that part out. You can pull it out from that part now. You can pull it out from that part. We're almost done with the suits actually. Just chill. We'll soon be done. I know this is a long video, but suits classes are not always short. So because it has to be detailed. So now we've joined the under. You can see it that my fabric is still showing at the down. My line is not overshadowing my fabric. You can see it's still showing at the down. So this is very beautiful. This is so beautiful. But wait a minute, we still have to put the shoulder pad. Okay, I almost forgot. We still have to put the shoulder pad. Okay. You can see how neat it is now. And you see our opening. That's where we used to, whatever adjustment we need to do, we go through this opening because that's the only opening on the suit. That's the only opening on the suit. So I have the opening on the suit. So we have to close it up. So we have to close it up. Let me check if I have fixed the. You have to close it up. So let's put these are, like I told you, we've not fixed the shoulder pad. We'll fix it first before we close it up. So this is how to fix the shoulder pad. So we'll go back into the suit through that opening. Through the opening. So please zoom it closely so you can see how to cut the shoulder pad. Yeah, so you can see how to cut the shoulder pad. Then so let's join. Okay. So you pull out from that opening. Pull it. Please be careful so you don't ruin the lining. You pull it out carefully. Then place just notch the middle and place it carefully on the shoulder like so. Place it carefully on the shoulder. Or you have that line now, the middle. Place it carefully. And sew it. Please sew it close to the existing line. Please don't sew anything out of the existing line that you sewn before. It's very important because you will just ruin the whole suit. So either close to the existing line, it should not exceed the existing line, and pin these points together. You can use a needle and thread that point now. You can see how I clip it to the shoulder. Clip it to the shoulder like so. I would advise you use a needle and thread to the SSCs on the shoulder, just clip it. So we are done with that. I'm going to turn the suit out now. And of course, that opening, we cannot leave it like that. So we're going to sew some part of it. As close as we can. We're going to sew some part of it as close as we can. Please don't try to sew it to the end because you can never sew it to the end. Just sew it as close as we can. Then whatever is left, you can see that there's a tiny opening there. Just put your M gum, or better still, you can use your hand stitch to close it up. Or you can also leave it like that in case there's any reason for you to go inside the suit to make any adjustment. Or me, I'm not going to leave mine like that. So sorry, but do as you please, don't mind me. Okay, back to what we are doing. So I'm going to iron properly. Is that my felt? Okay, I've seen it. Just insert a little, just cut small of it. But please, this is not necessary. It's just that I don't want my that opening to be there. I'll just insert a little of it and iron it. You can as well just leave it in case there's any need for you to adjust the suit. So we are done. So this is everything about the suit. Thank you for watching, and this is the end of the suits class. If you have any question, please feel free to ask me at the comment section, and I will attend to you. Till we meet next time, stay blessed. Bye bye.